Is that any better? Hopefully it is. Well, I'll keep going. If you guys say I can't hear me, I'll move you closer. But where I want to go with this angle is, okay, can you hear me now? Perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So where I want to start here is the one thing about most people, and yeah, thanks guys. One thing about most people that I hear from is how much they hate their job. I got off the phone with a guy yesterday who works in corporate America. He works a 9 to 5 job. He sells primarily over the phone. He makes well into the six figures, but he's really just disgusted by the work he does. He's not satisfied with his job. He doesn't really enjoy it. He doesn't believe in it. And he just does it to make a paycheck. And he's dissatisfied. He doesn't like working for somebody, even though the money is good. And even though he is making a good income, he's just not satisfied with not having the control in his life. And not, I would say, if I prodded him further, not doing something that actually is meaningful for him and is something of significance. The great thing about selling life insurance is that you can actually do something of profound significance. You can be a benefit to where very few people ever would be. And on top of it, you can provide a service that if you don't do it, the likelihood is fairly high that nobody else is going to provide the service, most likely. And so here's what I mean. Final expense, for example. I was sitting at home a couple mornings ago, and I got a phone call in from a lady from a guy that I wrote about 3 years ago up in Middle Tennessee, and he had passed away. And I had sat down with him and his wife. I remember it in particular. It was a nice sized case. He had died, I believe, from cancer or COPD or something like that. But I was able to present them a small, not great, but $5,000 death benefit that was going towards helping the wife basically recoup some of the lost income. And that's a huge advantage. And that's one of the things that's really hard to convey as a tenured life insurance agent. You really don't get to see the fruits of your labor until well into your career, especially if you sell traditional life insurance and you're dealing with a younger crowd. You may go years without actually having a death claim. Now, if you sell final expense, not necessarily the case. You'll get death claims a little bit quicker. But you get the idea. Hopefully you do, and at least I'm trying to describe here, is that you affect people, and not just the person insured, but their families and what is left behind. Take, for example, I wrote a client up about a week ago, and she had a potential for a estate dispute. There was a bunch of land this lady owned, and she recognized it would be very hard to sell. It was being lived on by one of 2 or 3 beneficiaries that she had, and she thought that one of the grandkids was going to have a really hard time giving up this land and not getting something out of it, because in a sense the value is tied up in the land, right? So you just can't go get a cash settlement. So her perception was, upon her passing, there would be a dispute amongst family members about, okay, I want to cut or partition up this particular amount of land. But maybe the grandkid or somebody else wouldn't want it, and it would cause family derision. And so her idea, which I was able to help her with, is I wrote her a policy for the one grandkid that she just felt would not be interested at all in owning the land, but would be interested in getting his share. So with the stroke of a pen and for an affordable premium, I was able to solve perhaps an irreconcilable family dispute amongst our future family dispute over who gets what and under what circumstances. Again, this is something that may sound minor to you, but we're solving family problems. I mean, take it in the case of just your regular final expense client. How many people are going to agreeably decide that, they're going to take 10 grand and split it down the middle? Most people that we sell final expense to, their family members aren't in necessarily much better shape financially, and it's likely they won't even be able to cover this stuff. So again, our product, and more importantly, our service, allows for these problems to be solved so that we don't put them in a position where they experience maybe irreconcilable conditions. Because again, let's face it, Many people just don't plan for this stuff. And it's our job as insurance agents to show up, meet the people, and show them the proper way to plan around this stuff so that ultimately they get some peace of mind. And it's not just peace of mind at the instant that the purchase is made, it's long-standing. And it even lasts beyond just the insured in ways the beneficiary doesn't necessarily even understand until after the fact, really until they lose somebody. So, you know, it's a really interesting thing. So back to the point, why I sell final expense, or why anybody should sell life insurance, it doesn't have to be final expense, is because we are providing a product that makes a tremendous deep set impact that no other product really does. And it's a product you can be proud of. When you have a death claim come in and you know that you were that guy that stood up to the client, took the risk to get in front of them, closed them on a deal they were in complete agreement of, and then the insured passes away, you can be proud that you showed up and you did good work. And it's not just some sort of random product you're selling. You're selling peace of mind. You're selling love. You're selling the things that really make people great. And this is the kind of thing you got to remind yourself of, because of course we all deal with frustrations, right? I mean, it's not always peachy, but you know, hey, this is something that a lot of products and salespeople that sell them don't get that kind of satisfaction. There's honor in this profession. There's so much in the sense of how much you're actually able to accomplish and the good work that you do, that it's very hard to find a profession that will match it. You know, take for example, if you work with business owners, you can help them plan their estate so their family doesn't have to be ripped apart trying to pay the tax man. You can replace a surgeon's income with disability insurance that never expected to lose the the ability to use his fingers because maybe arthritis set in, or he lacerated his arm and he can't properly complete surgery anymore. This is the power of any kind of insurance product, really, in general, and life insurance. It goes to work and accomplishes great things. And again, it is something that is better, in my opinion, than even the basic tangential type of sales that are made, like cars and things like that, material stuff. This is a big concept sale that makes its mark across multiple generations and is a job in which the person selling it should be honorable. So, you know, like I said, the reason I'm putting this video together is, sure, yes, you can make a lot of money in this, and if you do right by people and you work hard, you certainly will. If you just survive, you stick with it, you get out there and see people, the money will take care of itself, I promise you. But the guys that are looking in from the outside in and thinking, geez, life insurance doesn't sound sexy, well, it's not. But it is a product that makes an impact. And you won't go too long without thinking, you won't go long enough to think that maybe you don't matter, or your work is not important. Your work is important. And what you do can mean the world to so many people, not just the person you sell to, but beyond their passing. Not too many products can really even do that. Like A.L. Williams has said, you got to be a crusader for this stuff. You got to go out there and want to crusade for the benefits that you provide and the help that you give to your clients. So I hope that helps frame the argument as to why life insurance sales is something that is meaningful and significant. And I urge you, if you're on the fence about selling life insurance, taking a left here, guys, to seriously consider it. It is something that is a great profession, enjoyable, and at anybody at any education background can do it. All it takes is hard work and the discipline, humility to follow a system that's been proven to work. My name is David Duford at Final Expense Agent Mentor, feagentmentor.com. If I can help you get into the final expense business, feel free to go to my website. It's feagentmentor.com. I have a mentorship program where I recruit and train agents to be successful at selling final expense in their own community. If you have any questions or comments below, please feel free to leave them, and I'll be happy to answer them. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye, guys.